The identity and history of the Finnish people. Introduction. Defining the Finn. Who are the Finns? This question has puzzled outsiders for centuries and even confounded Finns themselves. Are they stoic, resilient heroes, or just quiet people living in the shadow of larger nations? Are they the product of ancient migrations, cultural fusion, or a political accident of geography? To understand Finland today, we must journey through millennia of history, conquest, resilience, and self-discovery. Finland, a nation of thousands of lakes and endless forests, is geographically small but culturally complex. Located at the edge of northern Europe, sandwiched between Sweden, Norway, and Russia, its people have long lived at the crossroads of east and west. The Finnish language, unlike the Germanic tongues of its neighbors, belongs to the Finno-Ugric family, a linguistic anomaly in Europe that speaks to the unique identity. Throughout history, outsiders have struggled to define the Finn. Early Swedish and Russian chroniclers described them with a mix of curiosity, disdain, and confusion. By the early 20th century, Finnish immigrants to the United States were sometimes derogatorily called China Swedes, a label reflecting ignorance about their ethnic roots. Yet, paradoxically, these same people are celebrated worldwide for the sisu, a word with no exact translation, representing courage, perseverance, and quiet determination. Today, the question remains, what truly defines a Finn? Is it language, ancestry, culture, political history, or something deeper, a collective spirit forged through adversity? To answer this, we must first look to their ancient origins. Deep roots and historical identity crisis. Ancient origins and the Uralic question. The story of the Finnish people begins not with nations, borders, or wars, but with migrations spanning thousands of years. Modern genetics suggests that Finns are descended from a complex blend of eastern hunter-gatherers and western agricultural settlers. Linguists trace the roots of the Finnish language to the Uralic family, likely originating near the Ural Mountains, hundreds of miles east of modern Finland. Around 3000–2000 BCE, these Proto-Finnic peoples migrated westward, settling in what would become Finland. This migration shaped not just the language but the culture. Early Finns lived in harmony with forests, rivers, and lakes. Their spiritual life centered on shamanism, animism, and a deep respect for nature. Later, Christianity would arrive, blending with older traditions rather than replacing them. Crucially, the Finnish sense of identity formed not around skin color, religion, or even a shared political structure, but through language, shared customs, and survival in a harsh, northern environment. Today, DNA studies reveal a remarkable mix, Eastern genetic markers from ancient Siberian populations combined with Western European genes, reflecting centuries of migration, trade, and contact with neighboring peoples. This makes the Finns, in a way, both uniquely local and broadly Eurasian, a paradox that would follow them through history. Eastern and Western influence pre-1800s. For centuries, Finland was a prize caught between two great powers, Sweden to the west and Russia to the east. From the 12th century until 1809, Finland was part of the Swedish kingdom. Swedish became the language of law, administration, and the elite. Finnish was largely spoken by the common people, but it survived in folklore, poetry, and daily life. During this period, racial theories emerged in Europe, attempting to categorize peoples scientifically, or pseudoscientifically. Some theorists even called Finns a hybrid, neither fully Swede nor fully Mongoloid. Today, these ideas are dismissed, but at the time, they reinforced prejudices and influenced migration and treatment in other countries. After the Finnish War, Sweden ceded Finland to Russia in 1809, creating the Grand Duchy of Finland. While politically subordinate to the Russian Empire, Finland retained remarkable autonomy. Local laws, language, and customs were preserved, allowing Finnish culture to flourish. Ironically, foreign domination, first Swedish, then Russian, helped solidify the Finnish sense of identity. Through centuries of external influence, the Finns maintained their language, culture, and traditions, forging a resilience that would later define the nation. The struggle for recognition and assimilation. Discrimination and nationalism. Even with centuries of foreign rule, Finns refused to be erased. The 19th century saw the rise of the Fennoman movement, a nationalist effort to promote the Finnish language and culture. Activists published literature, established Finnish language schools, and advocated for political recognition. They argued that a Finnish identity existed beyond Swedish or Russian influence, a cultural and linguistic nation deserving of respect. The struggle was as much about language as it was about pride. Swedish dominated education and administration, making upward mobility difficult for Finnish speakers. By asserting their language and culture, the Fennomans laid the foundation for modern Finnish national consciousness. This movement eventually culminated in independence, but not before enduring decades of discrimination and political marginalization. The American legal test. Across the Atlantic, the question of Finnish identity took a curious turn. In the United States, citizenship was often tied to race. In 1908, Finnish immigrant John Svan challenged a legal classification that denied him citizenship, arguing that Finns should be recognized as white. The court ultimately agreed, granting him and, by extension, other Finns, legal recognition and ending the slur, China Swede. This may seem like a small footnote, but it reflected a larger global struggle, the right of the Finns to define themselves in the eyes of the world. It highlighted how identity could be contested legally, socially, and culturally, and how Finns navigated these challenges both at home and abroad.